That is J.P. Morgan's chief. That is Jamie Dimon, best-known banker in the United States of America. And he is saying, quote, "We're very careful about our retail exposure." He is responding to our story called The Retail Ice Age. Joining us now is Steve Sadove, former CEO of Saks, as in Saks Fifth Avenue. Not to be confused with Goldman Sachs.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Look, our story is Retail Ice Age. Real problems for the bricks and mortar guys. You were there. How bad is this problem? Can you quantify it?
Oh, I think it's an enormous issue. You have 6,000 to 8,000 stores are going to probably close this year. You've had almost 3,000 close in the first part of the year. So retail brick and mortar is undergoing a fundamental change. You have too many stores. Probably have double per capita the number of stores in this country than you do in, let's say, Europe. So you have too many stores, and you have less consumers that are shopping in the stores because they're on the internet. Having said that, the consumer is very healthy. Right. Retail sales are up 4% in the last
They're just
quarter.
not buying it in bricks and mortar stores.
They're just not buying it just in a brick and mortar store. Traffic in the malls is down mid to high single digits.
It is?
Oh, absolutely.
Not passenger traffic, foot traffic.
Foot traffic in the malls is down mid to high single digits.
Are we going to see a lot more ghost malls and a lot more boarded up high streets?
I think you're going to see a lot more C and D level ghost malls. The A and B malls, the top tier, the high producers, they're going to continue to be fine. The others, they're going to become either health centers, gyms, they're going to be educational centers. They're going to be repurposed. You don't need as many malls as you have today.
You know, I think this is a bigger deal than we even thought about, actually.
Oh, it has implications for real estate. It has implications for almost every parts of the economy.
Now, if the problem is Amazon and online selling, how do you get those online buyers, the online shoppers, back into actual stores to go shopping there? How do you do that?
Starts with the product and the experience. That's why people go to stores. The retailers, the brick and mortar retailers, have to fundamentally change, and they have to change quickly. The world's evolving around them faster than they anticipated. And for every store, it's going to have to be a different answer. It's going to be unique product. If all you're selling is the stuff that everybody else sells, it's going to be the lowest common denominator, which is low price.
That's easier said than done.
Right, absolutely.
Really
so you got to come up with those unique ideas. I can make up examples of what those ideas might be, but they're going to be unique for every store. I mean, think about it. When a Warby Parker, which is an online eyeglass company, opens up a brick and mortar store, they get 3 times the sales in their internet business. You have online companies like Bonobos who are opening up retail by partnering exclusively with a Nordstrom. Well, why don't the internet companies create partners with some of the big brick and mortar stores exclusively, and then that becomes a place for the attraction of the consumer to go to the brick and mortar retail store.
I got it.
That's an example. What you have to do is come up with unique ways of getting the customer to feel that it's not the same old retail store.
It's a revolution because they've all got to change.
They've all got to change, and everyone's got to come up with the answer that's unique for them.
Now, a day or so ago, 36 hours ago, in an interview with our own Maria Bartiromo, President Trump discussed the border tax as part of tax reform. This is germane to what you're talking about. Roll that tape, please.
How are you on the border adjustment tax? Have you decided?
I haven't really wanted to talk about it. I have my own feelings. I don't like the word adjustment because our country gets taken advantage of, to use a nice term, by every other country in the world. So when I hear border adjustment, adjustment means we lose. We lose. So I don't like the term border adjustment.
All right. Now, you just hate the idea of a border tax, border adjustment tax, call it what you like.
Right.
That's anathema to you guys.
Absolutely. I think it's an existential threat to retail. If you think about it, 1 out of every 4 jobs in America are tied to retail. You had a jobs report that came out last week that said 30,000 jobs were lost in retail. That's the tip of the iceberg. Use an example. Best Buy came out and said that if they had the border tax, their profits would go from $1 billion of profit to $2 billion of loss. Well, this is and what's that going to do to jobs? If a companies start bleeding because these are low-margin businesses in retail, if you start putting on this incremental cost tied to the cost of goods and don't have deductibility of the cost of goods, all of a sudden their profits go away. They're going to close more stores than you're already seeing, and then you're going to see an acceleration in job losses. So this is we're talking about job creation. This is a job killer.
You're talking about a revolution. That's what you are.
I think we're talking about major change.
Yes, you are. Steve Sadove, please come back because this is a vital subject to all of us, and we appreciate you being here.
Happy to.
Thank you, Steve.